Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, misty forest, the air thick with the scent of pine and the distant hum of a world that never seems to pause. Your shoulders are heavy, not just with the weight of your daily responsibilities, but with the invisible burden of a life that feels both too full and strangely empty. You're not alone in this. Every day you navigate a whirlwind of notifications, deadlines, and expectations, each one pulling you further from the quiet voice inside that whispers for something more, something simpler, more intentional, more asterisk you asterisk. What if there was a way to step out of this chaos, not by escaping to a far-off retreat, but by rethinking the very way you move through your life? What if a single, elegant concept from a culture thousands of miles away could help you find joy, clarity, and purpose right where you stand? This is the promise of Shoshin, Japan's beginner mindset, a way of seeing, thinking, and living that invites you to approach each moment with fresh eyes, open curiosity, and a heart unburdened by assumptions. Shoshin isn't just a fleeting idea, it's a profound philosophy, a lens through which you can rediscover the magic in the ordinary and build a life that feels lighter, more meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. Today, let's walk this path together, exploring how Shoshin can transform the way you live, love, and find your place in the world. Let's begin with a question. When was the last time you looked at your life, really looked, with the wonder of someone seeing it for the first time? In our modern world, it's easy to feel trapped in a cycle of sameness. You wake to the same alarm, scroll through the same apps, and rush through the same routines, all while a quiet ache grows in your chest. The pressures are relentless. The ping of an urgent email, the weight of financial worries, the endless comparison fueled by curated lives on social media. You might feel overwhelmed by clutter, not just the physical stuff piling up in your home, but the mental clutter of to-do lists, regrets, and what-ifs. You're not failing. You're human, caught in a system that rewards speed over depth, accumulation over essence. Yet deep down, you know there's another way. Shoshin, a term rooted in Zen Buddhism, offers that way. The word itself is a gentle invitation. Asterisk sho asterisk meaning beginner, and asterisk shin asterisk meaning mind or heart. Together they form a concept that's both simple and revolutionary, a call to approach life with the openness, curiosity, and humility of a beginner, no matter how much you think you know. In Zen practice, Shoshin is the mindset of a novice monk who, despite years of study, approaches each meditation, each task, each breath as if it's their first. It's not about ignorance, but about letting go of preconceptions, ego, and the need to control. It's about seeing the world anew, moment by moment, with a heart that's willing to learn, to be surprised, to find joy in the smallest details. To understand Shoshin's power, let's travel back to its origins. In 13th century Japan, Zen master Dogen emphasized Shoshin as a cornerstone of spiritual practice, urging his students to let go of their expertise to truly see the world. This wasn't just for monks, it was a way of life, woven into the fabric of a culture that valued mindfulness, simplicity, and respect for the present. Imagine a tea master performing a ceremony, each movement deliberate, each moment approached as if it's the first time. Or a calligrapher, brushing ink onto paper, not striving for perfection, but embracing the beauty of the stroke as it unfolds. Shoshin is this quality of presence, this willingness to be fully in the moment, unclouded by judgment or expectation. Now let's bring this to your life. You might be thinking, that sounds beautiful, but how does it help me with my overflowing inbox or my anxiety about the future? The answer lies in Shoshin's ability to shift how you relate to the world. Modern life often traps you in a mindset of knowing. You assume you understand your job, your relationships, your habits, so you stop questioning, stop exploring. This creates a kind of mental rigidity, where you feel stuck, disconnected, or lost in the noise. Shoshin invites you to pause, to let go of I know, and to approach each moment with curiosity. What if you looked at your morning routine as if it were new? What if you listened to your partner, your child, or even your own thoughts with the openness of a beginner? This shift doesn't erase your challenges, but it transforms how you experience them, opening doors to clarity, creativity, and unexpected joy. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're at work, facing a project you've done 100 times. Your mind is on autopilot, skimming over details, assuming you've got it all figured out. Now, try Shoshin. You sit down, take a breath, and approach the task as if it's your first day on the job. You notice the texture of the paper, the rhythm of your typing, the way a colleague's suggestion sparks a new idea. Suddenly, what felt mundane becomes a canvas for creativity. Or picture yourself in a heated conversation with a loved one. Instead of reacting with the same old defenses, you channel Shoshin, listening as if you're hearing their words for the first time. You notice the tremor in their voice, the emotion behind their words, and you respond with empathy rather than habit. These are the moments where Shoshin works its magic, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, the stuck into the possible. The benefits of embracing Shoshin are as vast as they are profound, touching every corner of your life. Let's start with your mental well-being. In a world that bombards you with information and expectations, Shoshin acts like a mental decluttering tool. By letting go of assumptions and approaching each moment with curiosity, you reduce the noise in your mind. You're no longer replaying the same worries or clinging to rigid beliefs about how things should be. Instead, you create space for clarity, for new perspectives, for peace. Imagine waking up without the weight of yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's fears, simply open to what the day brings. This openness fosters resilience, helping you navigate stress with a lighter heart. For example, when you're stuck in traffic, instead of fuming, you might notice the way the sunlight dances on the dashboard or the rhythm of your breath, turning a frustrating moment into one of unexpected calm. Physically, Shoshin encourages you to reconnect with your body in a mindful, intentional way. Modern life often disconnects you from your physical self. You eat on the go, sit for hours, ignore the signals of exhaustion. With Shoshin, you approach your body as a beginner might, curious about its needs. You might try a new form of movement, like yoga or walking, not with a goal to perfect it, but to explore how it feels. You might savor your meals, noticing the texture of each bite, the warmth of your tea, the way your body responds. This mindful awareness can lead to healthier habits, better rest, and a deeper respect for your physical vessel. Consider Sarah, a 35-year-old teacher who felt constantly drained. By practicing Shoshin, she began to approach her daily walk as a beginner, noticing the crunch of leaves, the breeze on her skin. Over time, this small shift not only boosted her energy, but also sparked a love for hiking, transforming her relationship with her body. Emotionally, Shoshin is a balm for the heart. It teaches you to let go of judgment toward yourself and others, and to embrace imperfection. You start to see your emotions, even the difficult ones, with curiosity rather than fear. Instead of thinking, "I shouldn't be so anxious," you might ask, "What is this anxiety trying to tell me today?" This gentle curiosity fosters self-compassion, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with grace. For instance, when you're grieving a loss, Shoshin might lead you to explore your sadness through journaling or art, discovering beauty in the rawness of your feelings. This emotional freedom ripples into your relationships, where Shoshin helps you listen deeply, love generously, and connect authentically. Imagine resolving a conflict with a friend not by proving you're right, but by truly hearing their perspective, as if for the first time. Spiritually, Shoshin opens a door to a deeper sense of purpose. Whether you're religious, agnostic, or somewhere in between, Shoshin invites you to approach life's big questions with wonder. What is my place in the universe? What brings me joy? Instead of seeking definitive answers, you explore these questions with the humility of a beginner, finding meaning in the journey itself. This might mean savoring a quiet moment of gratitude for the sunrise or reflecting on what truly matters to you. Over time, these moments of awareness weave together, creating a life that feels aligned with your deepest values. In your career, Shoshin is a catalyst for growth and fulfillment. Modern work often feels like a treadmill, endless tasks, pressure to perform, fear of falling behind. Shoshin encourages you to approach your work with fresh eyes, asking, "What can I learn today? How can I make this moment meaningful? This mindset sparks creativity, as you're no longer bound by how things are done. It also fosters collaboration, as you listen to colleagues with genuine curiosity. Take Mark, a graphic designer who felt burned out after years in the same role. By adopting Shoshin, he began experimenting with new techniques, treating each project as a chance to play rather than perform. His work improved, his passion returned, and he even landed a promotion. Financially, Shoshin aligns beautifully with simplicity and conscious consumption. Instead of chasing more money, more stuff, you begin to question what you truly need. You might approach your budget as a beginner, curious about where your money goes and how it reflects your values. This could lead to small but powerful changes, like cutting subscriptions you don't use or investing in quality items that last. Shoshin also helps you find abundance in what you already have, reducing the urge to keep up with trends. For example, instead of buying a new gadget, you might rediscover the joy of using what's in your home, like cooking a meal with ingredients you already own. Environmentally, Shoshin fosters a deep respect for the world around you. By approaching nature with a beginner's mind, you notice the intricate beauty of a single leaf or the rhythm of the seasons. This awareness inspires sustainable choices, using less, wasting less, choosing quality over quantity. You might start composting, not as a chore, but as a way to connect with the cycle of life, or opt for reusable items, appreciating their craftsmanship. These choices not only reduce your footprint, but also bring a sense of harmony, knowing you're living in alignment with the earth. Creatively, Shoshin is like a key to a locked door. Whether you're an artist or simply someone who wants to live more vibrantly, Shoshin frees you from the fear of not being good enough. You approach your passions, writing, painting, gardening, with the joy of a beginner, unconcerned with perfection. This playful curiosity can lead to breakthroughs as you experiment without pressure. Consider Lisa, who always wanted to paint but feared she lacked talent. With Shoshin, she began painting for the sake of painting, delighting in the colors and textures. Her canvases became a source of pride, not because they were flawless, but because they were hers. To make Shoshin's benefits even clearer, let's contrast it with the habits that often hold you back. Picture two versions of yourself. The first is caught in the modern trap, rushing through life, assuming you know how things work, chasing more without questioning why. You're stressed, distracted, surrounded by clutter, and disconnected from what matters. Your days blur together, each one feeling like a repeat of the last. Now imagine the second version, guided by Shoshin. You move through life with intention, pausing to notice the small wonders, a kind word, a warm cup of coffee, a moment of stillness. You're curious, open to learning, unafraid of mistakes. Your home is simpler, your mind clearer, your heart lighter. You're not perfect, but you're present, and that presence fills your life with meaning. The difference is stark. One path leads to exhaustion, the other to fulfillment. Shoshin is more sustainable because it's not about adding more to your plate. It's about seeing what's already there with new eyes. It's a practice of subtraction, of letting go of what weighs you down, whether it's physical clutter, mental noise, or outdated beliefs. This simplicity creates space for what truly matters, allowing you to live with purpose and peace. So how do you bring Shoshin into your life? The beauty of this practice is that it's accessible to everyone, requiring no special tools or expertise, just a willingness to begin. Let's explore a wealth of practical, actionable steps, each designed to help you cultivate a beginner's mindset in your daily life. These steps are small, intentional, and deeply transformative when practiced consistently. First, start with a daily pause. Each morning, before you dive into your routine, take 1 minute to sit quietly and set an intention to approach the day with Shoshin. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself, how can I see this day with fresh eyes? This simple act primes your mind for curiosity and presence. To make it even more effective, place a small object, a stone, a candle, a note, on your nightstand as a reminder of this intention. Over time, this pause becomes a ritual, grounding you in mindfulness. Next, practice mindful observation. Choose one moment each day to fully engage your senses, as if you're experiencing it for the first time. It could be your morning coffee. Notice the warmth of the mug, the aroma, the way the liquid feels on your tongue. Or it could be a walk outside. Observe the texture of the ground, the sound of birds, the way the air moves. Write down 3 things you noticed, no matter how small. This exercise trains your brain to stay open and attentive, countering the autopilot mode that dominates modern life. To deepen this, try a beginner's journal. Each evening, spend 5 minutes reflecting on one experience from your day. Write about it as if you're describing it to someone who's never encountered it before. For example, instead of "I ate lunch," you might write, "I sat at the kitchen table, the sunlight streaming through the window, and took a bite of a crisp apple, its sweetness bursting in my mouth." This practice not only hones your Shoshin, but also cultivates gratitude for the ordinary. Another powerful step is to embrace not knowing. When faced with a challenge, whether it's a work problem, a personal conflict, or even a decision about what to cook, pause and say to yourself, "I don't have to know the answer right now." Then approach the situation with curiosity, asking questions like, "What can I learn here? What's new about this?" This mindset shifts you from stress to exploration, opening up possibilities you might have missed. For example, if you're struggling with a colleague, instead of assuming you know their motives, ask open-ended questions to understand their perspective. To apply Shoshin to your relationships, try the first-time listener exercise. The next time you're talking with someone, a partner, friend, or even a stranger, listen as if you're hearing them for the first time. Let go of your assumptions about what they'll say or how they feel. Notice their tone, their body language, the emotions behind their words. Afterward, reflect on how this changed the conversation. You might be surprised by the depth and connection it fosters. For your physical space, practice Shoshin through decluttering with a beginner's mind. Choose one small area, a drawer, a shelf, and approach it as if you're seeing its contents for the first time. Pick up each item and ask, "What is this? Why is it here? Does it bring me joy or serve a purpose?" Let go of anything that doesn't align with your values, not out of obligation, but out of curiosity about what a simpler space might feel like. This isn't about minimalism for its own sake, but about creating a home that reflects your essential self. To counter digital distraction, try a tech beginner experiment. For 1 hour each day, use your devices as if you're a novice. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, explore your phone or computer with intention. Open one app at a time. Notice its design. Ask yourself why you're using it. This practice helps you reclaim your attention, reducing the mental clutter that comes with constant connectivity. You might even rediscover the joy of offline activities, like reading or sketching, approaching them with fresh enthusiasm. For your work, adopt a beginner's task approach. Choose one routine task, writing an email, organizing files, and do it with the care and curiosity of a beginner. Slow down, notice the details, experiment with a new method. For example, if you're drafting a report, try writing it by hand first, savoring the flow of the pen. This not only makes work more engaging, but also sparks creativity and innovation. To nurture your creativity, set aside time for a Shoshin play session. Choose an activity you love, drawing, cooking, gardening, and approach it without a goal. Let go of the need to produce something good and simply explore. If you're cooking, play with new spices, noticing their scents and flavors. If you're drawing, doodle without a plan, delighting in the movement of the pencil. This freedom rekindles your creative spark, reminding you that joy lies in the process, not the outcome. Of course, embracing Shoshin isn't always easy. You might face challenges, like the pull of old habits or the fear of looking foolish. When you try to approach a familiar task with fresh eyes, your mind might resist, saying, "I already know this." Acknowledge this resistance with kindness. It's just your brain trying to stay comfortable. To move past it, try naming the resistance out loud. "I notice I'm feeling stuck." Then take one small step, like asking a curious question about the task. Over time, this practice weakens the grip of autopilot. Another challenge is impatience. In a world that values quick results, Shoshin's slow, mindful approach can feel counterintuitive. If you find yourself frustrated, remind yourself that Shoshin is about the journey, not the destination. Celebrate small wins, a moment of presence, a new insight, and trust that these moments add up. You might also face skepticism, either from yourself or others, about whether thinking like a beginner can really change your life. To counter this, reflect on past moments when curiosity led to growth, like when you learned a new skill or connected with someone new. These memories reinforce Shoshin's power. If you feel overwhelmed by the idea of applying Shoshin to every part of your life, start small. Choose one area, your morning routine, your relationships, and focus there. As you build confidence, you'll naturally expand Shoshin to other areas. And if you slip up, forgetting to be curious or falling back into old patterns, be gentle with yourself. Shoshin is about imperfection, about beginning again with grace. To deepen your practice, weave in related philosophical ideas. For example, Shoshin aligns with mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in each moment. It also resonates with the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, letting go of rigid expectations. From psychology, Shoshin connects to the concept of a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities to learn. Even the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, which finds beauty in imperfection, complements Shoshin's embrace of the present as it is. These ideas enrich Shoshin, giving you multiple lenses through which to see its value. Let's weave Shoshin into a story to bring it to life. Meet Emily, a 42-year-old marketing manager who felt like she was drowning in her own life. Her days were a blur of meetings, emails, and endless errands, leaving her exhausted and disconnected from her family. One evening, she stumbled across an article about Shoshin while scrolling on her phone. Intrigued, she decided to try it. The next morning, instead of rushing through breakfast, she approached it with a beginner's mind. She noticed the golden hue of her oatmeal, the warmth of her coffee mug, the sound of her daughter humming at the table. For the first time in months, she felt present. At work, Emily tried Shoshin with a challenging client. Instead of assuming she knew their needs, she asked open-ended questions, listening as if it were her first day on the job. The client opened up, and they co-created a campaign that exceeded expectations. At home, Emily began decluttering with Shoshin, handling each item in her closet with curiosity. She let go of clothes that no longer felt like her, creating a wardrobe that sparked joy. Over weeks, these small changes snowballed. Emily felt lighter, more creative, more connected. Her family noticed her warmth, her colleagues admired her fresh ideas, and she rediscovered her love for painting, approaching each canvas with the joy of a beginner. Emily's story isn't unique. You can create this transformation in your own life, one curious moment at a time. As we near the end of this journey, let's pause to reflect on what Shoshin offers you. It's not a quick fix or a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a way of being, a gentle revolution that starts within you. By embracing Shoshin, you're choosing to live with intention, to find beauty in the ordinary, to let go of what no longer serves you. You're choosing clarity over chaos, presence over distraction, meaning over emptiness. This path isn't about perfection. It's about showing up again and again with the heart of a beginner. Imagine your life a year from now, shaped by Shoshin. Your home is simpler, filled only with what you love and need. Your mind is clearer, unburdened by the weight of shoulds and musts. Your relationships are deeper, built on genuine curiosity and care. Your work is more fulfilling, infused with creativity and purpose. You move through your days with a quiet joy, noticing the small miracles, the way the light falls through your window, the sound of laughter, the feeling of your own breath. This is the life Shoshin makes possible, not by adding more, but by helping you see the abundance already within your reach. So where do you begin? Right now, in this moment, take a deep breath and look around you. What do you see, hear, feel? Approach this moment as if it's your first, letting go of what you think you know. Notice one thing, a sound, a sensation, a thought, and let it surprise you. This is Shoshin, and it's yours to embrace. Carry it with you today, tomorrow, and beyond, trusting that each curious step brings you closer to a life of simplicity, intention, and joy. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin with an open heart and a beginner's mind. The world is waiting to show you its wonders. Will you see them?